Hello and welcome to season 13, Division 2B recap. Way. I just said all that, and then we talked, and then I realised I hadn't turned the sound on. That was why we started giggling at the beginning. Anyway, with Juvasak. How are you, Juvasak?
I'm fine. Yeah, Alder.
Yes.
That was made on purpose, of course. You know
Obviously,
that.
yeah. It's for the humour entirely. Yeah, I did. Not because I've literally just woken up and I'm not very good in the morning.
Yeah, say what sacrifices we have to take.
Yeah, to get this recap out.
Maybe we should ask for a raise.
Yeah, we should definitely. Possibly doubling our money would be a fair amount, I think.
Yeah, and I think they will accept it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Double of zero is still zero, so no
Yeah.
reason to reject it.
Exactly. Loads of people predict. We've got like, what was it? I think I saw 9 people voting in the predictions thing. I haven't made new boxes for them yet though, so I should do that, shouldn't I? But we'll work that out as we go along. And I'm going to try and not show the results this week before the clips, because there's a few games where knowing the results spoils the clip, because there's a few last minute failures. Let's put it that way. So
your favorite one?
My favourites one?
Yeah, the last minute failures.
Yeah,
where you laugh yourself out.
Yeah. In fact, my game has not too much of a spoiler to say that my game has one.
So you will laugh in the rest and not only yours, okay?
Actually,
Probably.
so one of my clips of my game is mostly because of laughing. So like, I streamed it and I had my mind has just gone blank as to who my opponent actually was. Even though he's really famous, he's like, was it Gowdy? No, it wasn't. It was Manus. It was Manus Ultra. So Manus was in the chat with me, and I streamed it. And there was one
after our last recap, I think.
Yeah, straight after it. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, especially when I went to move a blitzer, and he said, "Oh, you're going to try and pick up the ball with that," and I went, "Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good idea," and I did. But I wasn't intending to at all. It was totally, his mentioning it was the reason it happened.
Yeah, you were like, that sounds good.
I mean, like, I thought about it and I decided it was a bad idea. And then when he said, "Oh, you're just going to manage it," I'm like, well, failing it wouldn't be that bad, so I might as well try, and it worked. Anyway, let's get on to that's not even the first game. The first game is what even is the first game? I'm going to be using the morning as an excuse for a lot of my possibly mistakes that would have happened anyway, but because it's the morning, I'm going to that's why.
Maybe we should do it more often to have an excuse at least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So the first game was Nurgle, Murgle, Urgle against the Imperishable Four. And it was the usual kind of, so the Khemri received, and it was the usual kind of slow wander up the field, which actually, and was very conservative up until turn 7, which I'm showing, which is the point at which the Khemri decided they had to get a move on. And so that was a 50. It was a 50-50 dodge, but it does have break tackle, so it wasn't that bad. But there's a few GFIs about to be made and a few standing in the sidelines decisions. Oh. Weird graph. Well, there's not much point in me talking to. So, although you can see the stream, right? Jigsaw.
Yeah, I can.
Hello, Alda. Obviously, I talked to you before we started, and thank you for the usual putting me down of win-loss record this season and your irritatingly good one. And thanks for the thing about Manus, yes. And I can see the stream. 1, 2. So there. Anyway, yeah. And obviously, so the Nurgle sacked the ball and set up a scoring threat of a Nurgle warrior.
Yeah.
And get a few hits in.
Don't tell me that worked.
Well, I think actually that worked.
Long shot.
Say again.
It's such a long shot.
Yeah, it is a long shot, but long shots work in this game, right? Sometimes it's always worth having that. Instead, so no, it's not really. But what he does do is break tackle blitz into 50% pickup with the blitz ra, and it does succeed. What? Oh yeah, it does succeed. After he rolls a 1.
That's not the 50% though.
What, the pickup? Oh, because he's re-rolling it. 75%. It's 250%. Depends on what you think a unique event is.
Yeah, because of the nerd road, it should be a 5 or a 6.
No, disturbing presence doesn't affect pickups.
Yeah.
It's only
agility, so it's a 5, huh?
Yeah. Okay. And then so that was the Kislev drive. Kislev? Khemri drive. Oh, I actually wrote Kislev on the next clip. So this is where the Khemri had a fireball, and this is where they used it. I'm not certain it was the best time to use it, and it ends up kind of being not very effective. Like he gets 2 out of 4, which is kind of expected, and then he kind of hits part of a cage and then retreats, and then rolls double skull, and it's like you kind of wasted your wizard. At least lightning bolt the ball.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a tough call to fireball or to lightning bolt. Lightning bolt all seems better always. But I really don't know in situations where you can hit 4 or 5 players. But if you don't hit the ball, you're still probably screwed from using it.
I mean, I think partially the Khemri did this because they were starting to lose players, and and basically after this point they just had to run backwards. So it and basically it was 1-1 in the end to the to both, obviously 1-1 draw.
So we both got the result, and amazingly Aldar didn't.
Hooray! That's good.
That's amazing.
And
that's a first, I think.
That's a first. Oh, so I need to update the thing. Also, Failfish got it right too. And Cytolan, there you go. So I will actually try and add those on. So did you see? Were there any levels? Are you able to look at the RebelNet thing? There were no levels, and also no perms. Although the Nurgle team have I was going to say have 3 missed next game, but actually 2 of them are on 1 player because of. Oh, pardon me.
Bless you.
Because of Nurgle's rot, one of the rotters got MNG'd twice.
Twice?
Obviously it only occurs once, but he rolled it doubly. Alright. So I'm going to add 1 to mine. Boom. And add 1 to yours.
Okay.
And we're only 1 point behind Aldar. Excellent. All right, so the next one, next game, was the vampires against the underworld. And so yeah, look, this people talk about how lucky Random Boy is, about how his vamps never bloodlust. Watch this clip. I skipped through 4 turns, and the ball doesn't move. It's just sitting there on a vampire from turn 2 until turn 5. So it's not luck. He's minimizing his bloodlust rolls at the right time, and
By a
therefore
lot.
by a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, that was I think he basically there were quite a few turns where all he did was blitz with the vampire and then move thralls around, and so
Mm-hmm.
he kept pushing people away to make the cage around the ball without actually moving the ball, and I think it's very clever, but also I wonder if it shows Spartacus is not well versed against vampires, because basically, the main thing. So people always talk about, you want to get rid of the thralls. What you want to do is you want to make sure they activate the vampires as much as possible. So you want to push the ball around. You want to base the ball up. You want to, make it that they have to move even if they're blocking with a vampire. There's a fairly good chance. There's a better chance of them removing one of their own players than there is of them removing your player, even if you're AG7,
Yeah, true.
because the bite of a thrall goes straight through armor. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
right.
And weirdly, we can see the clip, it's turn 6 and he still had, turn 5, sorry, and he still had 4 rerolls.
Yeah, because he was doing not dangerous things. Now it
Mm.
turns out, as you can see, that the Skaven or the underworlds, lightning bolts the ball. It scatters out of
Mm-hmm.
the cage, and Skitter runs over and picks it up. Um, actually, the rats and goblins turn over the vampires, um, and score fairly rapidly, because the vamps obviously get back very quickly. And when he needs to move everything, he does move everything. You know.
Yeah. Uh, it's still well played by Spartacus, to be honest.
Yeah.
To be able to get the ball and score on the opponent's drive, and especially so late in the drive,
Mm-hmm.
it is a big impact. It's tough after that to score in, not impossible for the Vamps, but it still requires some heavy work to score in 3 turns against Underworld,
Yeah.
when they have those annoying little goblins just covering the way.
And it's funny you should mention that, because the next clip is the Vamps getting a chance at the 2 turn. So I actually don't like the way that Spartacus sets up here. So he brings Skitter as like a third row against the sideline, and GFIs with the troll. But actually, if Skitter had been next to the line rat at the front and the troll had been a 1 square away, it would have been really hard for the Vamps to um, to do hypnotic gaze without being in another player's tackle zone, or being more in the or making more in the way, and that would
Yeah,
have would have made this play a lot harder, I think.
yeah, just being in front of the goblin, I think it would be enough.
Yeah, exactly. And it's unlucky to fail a GFI a bit, but
Yeah,
you kind of
I always it's an ace, so it feels unlucky.
yeah.
But I don't think it was necessary to do it.
But as you can see, 1 reroll, 1 dodge, and nothing goes wrong with the GFI. So it makes it 1-1 on the half, um,
Hmm.
which is pretty good. And so Then there was the Underworld get an attempt to try a 1-turn with Skitter. And this is one of the things which, like, I think Underworld is a lot better as a team when they have inducements, because Skitter makes the team so much more dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But having said that, I don't think he does the 1-turn perfectly. Like, he could get another push here without too much difficulty. He just needs to move the line rat up to fill in the square where he pushes, and that removes the GFI. But
Yeah, true. You're right in that.
But he decides he'd rather use the line rat to throw to and then do a handoff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was not needed, I think. Also, you could do it better, but. So we had an action-packed first half and the second 0-0.
Yep, and the second half was 0-0 because the result was 1-1.
That's unexpected.
Yeah. Basically, though, like the so yeah, the Underworld were receiving in the second half, and they oh, sorry, I'm trying to do the letters for Failfish and whoever else got the other prediction right. Cyclone. Yeah, so the second half was basically the Underworld moving forward, getting to about midway, the Vamps swamping them, knocking the ball down, and then no one really moving the ball very far from the halfway line for like the whole half. It was just bouncing around while players were hitting each other or being gazed.
Yeah.
Or actually, so Random Boy didn't fail very many Bloodlusts, and he activated a lot of his Vamps in the second half, but he failed a lot of Hypno Gaze. So he had a lot of chances where it was like, I could remove, all the tackle zones on the ball, and then rolled ones for all the Hypno Gazes.
Yeah. I can see, though, a lot of armor breaks
it
from
was
the Vamps.
But both teams had a lot of subs. I think there were like 3 spare thralls and 2 or 3 spare goblins. So the removals weren't a massive deal. Although the Kingslayers did have their blitzer KO, the like main Agi killer blitzer, the legend blitzer. Well, he was KO'd at the beginning. He must have been killed late on. Is he actually dead? Anyway, yes. Let's have a look. Whoops, too far.
I don't think he would pretend to be dead, though. So probably he is.
Yes, yeah. So there used to be Jaime Lannister, a plus Agi tackle, mighty blow, claw, guard, horns, Skaven blitzer, who apparently died in that game, but I didn't notice.
You're being mean, you know.
I don't know if it was mentioned in Discord or something.
No, you start like there was. It sounds like once upon a time. But we can all hear the, how you said, the joy in you, the sound of your voice.
Mm. To be fair, he was armor busted, I think.
And fired?
Wait, no. I mean, he was armor busted for. He's been armor busted for a couple of weeks. For since we've been doing recaps. But now he's dead. He's got a skull on it next to his name in the Rebel
I can
page.
see that Jaime Lannister is no longer with us.
Yeah. And the only level up for the Bloodsuckers is Fuckboys, which is a surprisingly thingy to get away, which is a thrall who just got MVP.
And what did he get?
And a cans. I don't know. I assume wrestle. or block. He went block.
Maybe he rolled doubles and got guard. Who knows?
No, he went for block.
Ah, okay.
Which I like having lots of wrestle on my thralls to start with because you don't put wrestle on any of your vampires basically, so it gives you more of a wrestling ball sacking threat.
Yeah. By the way, why you don't put wrestle in the vamps?
Because
because
if you bloodlust and then roll a 1 in 9 and you end up on the floor, you have to leave the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you're still standing up, you can bite someone next to you. There's loads of times where you bloodlust, and if you've got a thrall next to you anyway, it's kind of not. It doesn't change what you're doing. You just bite someone afterwards.
As an option, what would you think about taking? I don't know. I'm just messing your head now.
Mm-hmm.
About taking block and wrestle.
I theoretically like the idea in some cases. So, like, I have
about vamps, of course.
About vamps.
Yeah.
They've got so many other skills you want that are more important than having wrestle.
Yeah, true. But if you're gonna make his stats is already based for great ball sacking.
Like,
so
instead of taking wrestle, you could take guard, hypno gaze away, and give an assist at the same time, and then go with a thrall instead. Or even hypno gaze away things, and the thralls just do it. Usually thralls are good enough, aren't they?
I think I'm convinced on trying it though.
Well, I missed Aldar saying the line rat would have been a GFI to move into position, which
because if you have one vamp with block wrestle dodge, he's already a ball sacker, and he gets triple after. It's really not needed because probably most of the blitzes will be a 2-die. Because of his stats.
I don't hate it, but
I don't know how it will work. I have no idea. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I think the problem is fitting it in. Like, you ideally you want all your vamps to have blodge. And also maybe a control positioning skill like sidestep or stand firm, right? And once you've got that, you're kind of like, you've only got 3 skills left to pick, and that's if they reach a legend. You're probably only going to be picking 2, and that's you've already used up 50 SPP. So are you going to be like, if you're talking about your second skill, are you going to be building like the first vamp who gets 2 skills into block and wrestle, or are you going to have a few blodgers, and how long is it going to take to get there? It's a long experiment, I think.
You're right in that. It is a long experiment.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Random Boy makes me the favor and tries it.
I mean, if you look at his, also most of his vamps have got words. Most of his vamps have got a stat up as well. So if you roll a stat up while you're in amongst all these skills, you're even further. You're another skill of not being able to do your experiment.
Yeah, definitely. That's a fact.
And with so many skills, you are going to roll some stat ups in there, and with vamps, you pretty much always want to take them, right?
Yeah, there's really. I can't imagine any situation where you don't take it.
Anyway, that was that game. Yeah, nothing else to.
And no one found the result.
Oh, no one got that one right at all. Excellent.
No,
so I can slowly add more text things without me falling so far behind that I Oh yeah, no one. Wow, almost everyone went for Random Boy.
Yeah.
Failfish was the only one who said Spartacus might win. And actually, if that 1 in 9 hadn't happened on the on the, what is it called, on the 1-turn attempt. God, sorry. I'm trying to do two things at once.
It is a great game. It was a great game, though, and a close one.
All right, so the next game, though, is... Oh, can't do it while I'm doing that. Damn it. Making text box. Hide that. Okay. The next game was... Here we go. All right. It was my game. So the first clip is, showing Manus's early skulls, and also the fact that I've lost 2 of my players already. One to a foul, like the first foul of the game gets sent off. Go for a fireball, and I mean, I don't know if you consider this lucky. I managed to get rid of 3 1s with a fireball, which could have been a bad turn, but instead it's just been I didn't knock anyone down at all. 3 1s and a 3.
It could have been a bad turn, yeah.
Yeah, and instead it was just a completely wasted fireball in a game where I'm hundreds of TV down.
That doesn't sound so good.
No.
If you say it that way.
Yeah. I mean, a lightning bolt would have been just as wasted, and any action would have been failed. So,
Yeah.
I can't complain too much. And there was another turn as well where it was like that, where I rolled loads of 1s, but was lucky in their placement. So this is the first time that I get a good sacking attempt. Manus did really well at putting guard. Manus did really well at having a strength 4 thrower. Who was surrounded by guard, so I wasn't trying to sack that much until that point. But
look at that cheeky 1 die.
Yeah, it's not even cheeky. Like, it's 55% with a reroll.
No, I'm talking about the yellow POW.
Yeah. Not 55%. More than that. Anyway,
your Kislev are not so good at jumping.
No, well, you say that, but after the first fail, and which uses the reroll, and the second fail that uses a pro, everyone gets to move. It was nice that you put it out like that, because it felt like everything was just randomly working. I felt a little bit guilty that my turn hadn't ended by that point, because normally, someone falls over way earlier in the turn. This is also the turn where me moving the blitzer in a second was me thinking I'm going to stand the blitzer next to the ball, and Manus said, "You're going to get the ball now," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And he pro'd his way to pick the ball up. But not bad for a first sacking attempt. But obviously, the reason I don't like sacking attempts is because look how in contact everyone is and how much he gets to punch Kislevites.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't stop him from scoring. He hit the ball and then got it back, and then gathered around the touchdown line and scored on turn 8. And I went for a 1 turn, but he got perfect defense, so I couldn't do anything about that. Wait a second, that was the last clip. So it's my drive, and essentially I'm slightly running out of players getting bashed, so I have to make a little potato-y move. I'm kind of lucky in that he's got like 4 of his orcs held back in my end, because there was a player there, last turn. The 2 who are standing next to each other were, beat the 2 plus strength black orcs were on a lineman who was valiantly getting punched in the face every turn.
Yeah.
Hey, Failfish. Yeah, very early recap, hence me finding it difficult to talk and occasional bits of silence and other things like that.
Occasional, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So he has to go for a GFI with his thrower to pick up the ball, and unfortunately, ends up with his plus movement, plus strength thrower on the sidelines. So, what would you do if you are Kislev and you have a stand firm player within reach of these little almost square of players?
Well, my expert opinion that is none in Kislev. I have no idea. Don't know. Probably try surfing him, but that could work also bad. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're still getting a hit on the ball when you go for the surf. So yes, that is exactly
Yeah,
what I did. And the
I
plus,
think I would try it. We are a lot of players down.
yeah, and the plus move, and also the irritating the hard thing for me was the fact that he's got a plus movement, um, a plus strength ball carrier, which I was finding it very hard to sack. You know,
Yeah.
But he's no longer plus movement. He got movement busted, and the sound of Manus almost crying on the stream was palpable. I laugh now, but it was really it was harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. The reason why orc throwers are probably the worst ball carriers ever in the game is because of their movement.
Yeah.
And once you get a movement up, you say, "Yeah, now I can play him. He's good now."
Yeah. And now he's back to being a slow, crappy thrower with 30 TVF blokes.
Yeah.
um,
I'm interested to see if he's gonna keep him or not. I think that thrower has a sentimental value, so it would be interesting to see.
I mean, he's plus strength, blodge, fend and kickoff return. He's still a great player, right?
Yeah. I guess I get the 5 movement in orcs. 6 it would be better, of course, but since you are progressing slowly, you have no other option because of the black orcs. I think he could keep him.
I mean, I definitely keep him. I don't dislike the throwers. It's one of the things that holds orcs back, but I'd rather have my blitzers being skilled for doing blitzery things and being emergency outlets in the case where the thrower can't get forward fast enough, rather than building, using one of your blitzers as a ball carrier and ending up with only 3 effective, orc blitzers. I think it's much better to have a thrower, even if it's just to hold the ball at the back of the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You need a player like that. So either you make a blitzer, which is bad to be honest, especially early on, because they can take so many skills and work with better skills around generally. But it's harsh to see when you got the movement up there to get the movement down. It's so harsh.
Yeah.
I totally get.
Oh, I had one more clip. Damn it. So after I scored, Manus, obviously went forward and through stand firm blitzers and diving tackle and just have it and orcs being slow. I managed. Well, so actually, I start kind of early in turn 15, so we get to see the orcs turn over on turn 15, and I already have a scoring threat. I think, yeah. I must do turn 16. Yeah. So it's their turn 15, my turn 16 coming up. I've set up a scoring threat. He gets a push. He could have used the push. The push was enough, but he greedily pros it and pros into double skulls, which is the end of the Orc turn. So now this is another turn where the Kislev fail very little, get a nice couple of hits on orcs who are kind of around the way, blitz the orc off the scoring threat, who's only got wrestle and I've got jugs.
Yeah, I think it will come up to if you need the reroll or not. That you don't have.
Yeah, no more rerolls. So everything's just relying on the dice. Mark up the one orc scoring threat, and Agi 4. Hope for a good throw and a catch, and then just one GFI, which, as you've seen the score already, doesn't work. But it did start snowing before that clip. Anyway, but it was close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Morning, Toby. Yeah.
I know that feeling.
But I was
happened.
Yeah. I was expecting it not to work. Like, as I put a scoring threat in case it might work, and was just doing it because I knew that I was going to get screwed at some point. I was just waiting for it to happen. It was too unlikely a sequence of events not to fail. In my opinion.
Well, obviously, the chances of failing all of this thing, it wasn't so bad, to be honest. But there is a higher probability of failing than succeeding. But you take those moves and see you almost did it, and you didn't roll the easiest roll of all.
No. I mean, I'm very happy with the draw. I'm so happy with the draw because I also bet on myself. So that's another point for me. And Uldar bet against me, so that's another point against Uldar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was expecting to lose. I only put, I was expecting Uldar to get a point from betting against me and me not getting a point. So getting a draw, I'm very happy. Yeah, no, I guess that I've seen the pattern, Uldar. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think it was a good result for you.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the 1-1 draw, and I got 2 level ups out of it, and I'm afraid the Orcs did not get anything. And in fact, their MVP went to the already legend Orc thrower who we were talking about whether he's too bloaty to fire or keep. So
yeah, now he got the MVP, so he can secure his position on the roster.
Yeah, and
no, you're not firing me, boss.
And he scored a touchdown on an Orc he wants to level up, and got 1 Kaz that earned him SVP, but that was all that Manus gained from this game. So he's definitely, if I was him, I would be feeling it. It would feel like a loss. I got 2 level ups, and they were weird and difficult to choose. So both on the plus Agi lineman. Now, one of the plus Agi linemen already has wrestle, strip ball, and tackle. What would you go as your next skill and they're both normal skills. So you can only pick general skills on a player who's already got wrestle, tackle, and strip ball.
That's hard. You have a complete ball sucker there. It is a normal, so it has to be an agility.
Yeah, he's already got agility, so he's pretty much my most effective leaper, but and would if the ball carrier is a strength 3 with no guarders around, he's a great ball sacker on his own.
I think, I don't know if it would be greedy or not. I think I would go for a sidestep or him.
No, he doesn't have agility access.
No agility access?
No, just general.
Just general, then I would... Yeah, just general, true. I would go pro there.
Yep, I think that was what I went for. But there was some like I was thinking about maybe Fend as well to like keep him alive. And the other one is also plus agility, also alignment, also normal, also already has wrestle, but has dodge as his second skill.
Mm-hmm.
And I already have 4 tackles, so I felt a bit weird putting tackle on him. But I did go for tackle.
Yeah. I think I would do the same. Come on, you have the exactly same two ball suckers. The second one is a level behind, but actually is better at ball sucking because of the dodge.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
So potentially, if the worst happened to the first one, you have another one coming up right away. So that's great.
yeah. I'm feeling the lack of guard though, and you know, I wish I'd gone guard on that double where I picked dodge, but I was having a kind of a crisis of decision making where I'd you know I
Crisis.
well, like as you can see, I'd not taken dodge on the blitzers, and I was specifically you know ignoring dodge on this team except for on catches because I thought, oh, there'll be loads of tackle, it'll be fine. But I've lost loads of players to defend the stubbles against teams with not very much dodge. I kind of thought, oh, you know, it's the top divisions. There'll be loads of players with spams of dodge, spams of tackle. Dodge is going to be worthless, but actually, dodge is totally worthwhile. And so I decided to take a double of dodge on a player who I really probably should have taken guard on instead. But anyway, there's 3
Yeah,
targets to get to kill soon, says Aldar, and well, 5 if you include the 2 blitzers. 6. Well, I'm pretty certain I'm going to have fired that catcher by the time I get to play you. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, so that's kind of that's what I mean. Failfish is like tackle dying. There are teams who don't have very much tackle in this division, which I was expecting, you know, Aldar's Chorfs to be the norm, and you know me having 5 tackle to be the norm, rather than you know Vamps who only have 1 or 2, if that. 1. Vamps have 1, and Failfish has none at the moment, and you know. Spartacus has 1 or 2, so you know. Yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. I keep putting off firing the catcher. I know I should get rid of armor 6, but I kind of need the leveled up catcher to make sure I score. He makes scoring so easy, and scoring with Kislev is one of my biggest problems. So you know, I need to keep him until I've leveled up more of my other catchers, which means I need to buy another catcher as well.
yeah.
But I have enough to buy another catcher now, except the other catcher's MNG, so I'll still only have 2 catchers, so I'd still have to keep him, so it's still... But I don't know. I've got a run of not too bashy opponents, I think, so maybe soon.
Yeah, but your team is okay. You're not taking too much damage.
After the first game, where, you know...
Yeah, after the first one.
I took loads of damage.
Now it's okay,
Mm-hmm.
I think. It's manageable,
and the only 2 players to bet on a draw were me because I was, you know, was not willing to bet on a loss, and Saitalen, which was, you know, very kind of him, I think. There were even people who voted for me to win that game. So you know, thank you for Random Boy and Wolfbark. Anyway, so let's go on to the next game, though. I've had enough of talking about my game, which is it's Wolfbark. It's in. Oh no, it's not. It's Gaudi, the other rat team, against Arctic Antarctic's Nuffle Yellowhorns. Now, Arctic, you know, there's a lot that happens in this game that I didn't really understand. You know, there was a few kind of like, okay, so there were a lot of inducements for Gaudi, right? He got Glart, Skitter, Wizard, a bribe, two babes. So he's got a lot of players on the thing, and I think this clip is the clip that shows the Wizard fizzling. Oh no, I didn't bother
No.
showing it because I decided to skip that. But basically, this is the chaos kind of. They don't really potato. They screen off at the LOS pretty effectively, and all the rats are on one side of of the pitch. So all the rats are on the left hand side of the screen as we're looking, and the chaos just goes and walks down the right hand side. Um, and and then obviously score. The wizard fizzles. The rats try and stop them by moving players around, but it's not enough to make a solid screen. It wasn't a very good screen. I mean, it could have been a lot better with one more GFI or a corner cut in certain places. I don't know if he was running out of time. So he did a lot of actions in that turn. Maybe he took a while to think about it and then didn't finish it. But it didn't seem like a perfect defense. I think I don't know. Maybe he got a bit tilted after the wizard fizzled or something. So anyway,
yeah, but I can see that it's a very early touchdown, so that should be okay for the rats.
I mean, yeah, but I mean the rats against me, they just like one turned every time the ball went anywhere near them, and that is what they do this time. So the clip is carrying on from when the chaos score, because it's a turn later and we are about to see the rats go 1-1, and the rats do so after it's 1-1, the rats are on defense again and they do manage to stop chaos from scoring. So it should be that that they're effectively ahead, right? They just need to score in the second half and stop chaos again, or keep ahead of the chaos. Basically, they can't lose. Yeah. Well, is my that's what should happen. And literally everyone thought that Gaudi would win this game.
Literally everyone.
Yeah. But I'm going to show the one turn here. And he uses the reroll and he uses sure feet. He still hasn't used the reroll. Now that's that clip. Now, essentially, he doesn't one turn in the second half, which I expected him to. I don't understand why he didn't. I thought his kind of plan usually was to just keep scoring more than the opponent and hope to turn them over. Maybe because Arctic Antarctic has a plus strength blodge ball carrier, sure hands. He didn't feel he could get the ball away from him very well, but instead he sets up for the one turn and then doesn't go forward, ends up falling back and ends up losing a lot of players. And then this is turn. What turn is it? That was turn 14 for the rats, and he makes a weird one dice blitz by dodging out of tackle, and he rolls a 1 on the first dodge, and so therefore has to use his reroll. And then does the weird 1 dice block, and then rolls another 1 for his other dodge out of tackle, loses the ball.
Yeah, I would expect from Gaudi to go for a fast touchdown, especially when you are down 1-0 in his drive and you manage to draw for the end of the half. The worst case scenario after is getting a draw.
If you score quickly, which
Yeah, you would be 2-1 up against, then worst case you get 2-2. Okay, we try again for the 3-2. So not that you can't lose, of course, but there is a pretty high possibility of a win or draw there. Yeah. So you avoid defeat at all costs. It's like having 20%, 15% chance of losing after that.
Yeah. But,
so yeah, I would expect him to score early. Maybe not one turn, maybe two to make it safer. But I would expect him to score early.
I mean, he's shown that he's not scared of. Oh yeah, there was that as well. So I forgot about that. But yeah, in the one turn, he hands off to the one turner before hitting the marking player away. So he gives himself a 1 in 9 for the catch rather than a 1 in 36. I'd forgotten about that. Part of the reason of showing that was that I was talking about other things at the time. So yeah, I do feel like Gaudi. Maybe he wasn't well for this game or something, but he wasn't playing to his best. I don't think. And after that, the Chaos wander in and score. So and literally no one even selected a draw for this game. Everyone thought that Gaudi was going to win it. I assume through dint of just scoring more. But that that's a good win for the Chaos as well, isn't it?
Oh, that's great win. It's a really, really big deal, to be honest, because he has, of course, the tackle needed. He has 3 tackle players, but the most insecure games Chaos gets to play against probably is with Rats or with Wood Elves, I would imagine.
Yeah, where you're wasting your claw because they've already got AV7.
Yeah,
and
you can't outpace them.
Yeah,
they're faster, a lot faster. Even if you get the injuries or hits, they really don't care. So I think for Chaos it would be the worst matchup.
Yeah, yes, I think Rats is the worst. But yeah, they've got cheap linemen to throw at things, and cheap stars as well. So if they're TV down, they've got like Glass and Skitter are 2 of the most TV efficient stars in my opinion for what they bring to a team.
True. And you expect them, of course, to have a wizard, which I think is the best team to have a wizard by far.
Yeah, I mean, Woody's as well. But yeah.
Yeah, but if you have a one turner, come on, it's just drop the ball and you know what will happen.
Yeah.
So getting a win there, I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think he should be really happy with that one.
Yep, agreed. There was both teams have 1 level, which both cases was an unleveled lineman. So block or wrestle in both cases, I assume.
Probably, yeah.
So for the Rats, it was Kernite Ring. Sounds anyway, yeah. Who got wrestle, unsurprisingly, and Arctic Antarctic.
Pointy Gorse
also got wrestle. Cool.
That's interesting. He will try to build the ball sucker, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I as Chaos, I like to have at least 1 wrestle tackle player sitting in the backfield. I think he started to build one with tackle and then accidentally rolled 2 movement ups, so hasn't been able to level him up.
Definitely, he was going for that there.
Yeah. But Remuggles has definitely been sitting in the backfield of the games and coming forwards just to hit the ball carrier. So he's been the sweeper up until now. I guess this is going to be an alternative sweeper. I don't know. You're going to give them him wrestle as well and him tackle soon. I don't know if they're going to end up converging.
Yeah, that we will have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's obviously had a bit of churn with his Beastmen because his Warriors look really well leveled in comparison to his Beastmen.
Yeah, but that result brings him Arctic Antarctic with 2 wins and 1 loss, so he's back on race.
And yeah, I'd like to say 2 wins against 2 really good opponents. Not that.
Well, the first one was easy, but this one,
thanks. There we go.
Who did he play the one?
Okay. Anyway, from one rat game to the next. The next one is Wolfbark's Mischief against the Moist Owlets. Now, I am surprised so few people picked the Moist Owlets. I mean, so few people picked Wolfbark. Oh, actually, no, there were 5 in the end.
Yeah, it's actually almost split it.
Yeah, almost half and half. But basically, the Woodies had exactly 11 players, and the Rats received. So wait a second, which clip is it? Yeah, here we go. So this is the beginning of the Woodies' turn, with only 11 players, no bench, against like 13 Rats with a wizard and a bribe. I think. Do they have a bribe as well? Yeah, they had a bribe. And two Apo, and the Skaven had 2 Appos as well. KO one Line Elf, and then stand everyone around the tree, which usually is a terrible, terrible idea.
Well, I think he was aiming for that.
Because Claw, Mighty Blow, piling on does its
job. Could work.
Yeah, it does. It's only a badly hurt, which obviously the Woodies decide not to re-roll. But you're looking at now 11 players against 9, with just the LOS hits taken, and it gets worse. So in this turn, the same killer who removed the tree in turn 3. Actually, Wolfbark does a few moves to make everything safe. And I think you can guess what's going to happen, because there's a War Dancer within hitting range. And actually, he gives himself a GFI by putting that Gutter Runner in the way there and then, which he fails and then has to re-roll. But it was worth it. 2 Defender Stumbles. And a piling on.
Instantly he started with 2 players advantage, huh?
Yeah. And then with piling on, he Kaz's the War Dancer, and the Woodies use their 1 Apo to get a power Apo to get the sidestep Mighty Blow player into reserves. Still not on the pitch though, and the Rats are kind of in charge of the play.
Yeah, as it seems, there's no way they are not eliminating at least 2-3 more Wood Elves before scoring.
Yeah.
And they still have the bribe, not used yet.
No, I think the bribe was used in a foul on turn 1, so a player gets sent off on this turn. Yeah, there were a few games this week where players were removed in early turns, and so this is it still carrying on. Here comes the blitz from the other War Dancer, who's still on the pitch. Only stuns the Gutter Runner and then dodges out of a tackle zone, double ones it into badly hurting himself. So the other War Dancer has just removed himself as well.
Yeah, come on, really. With War Dancers, Wood Elves, if you lose War Dancers, that's it probably. He has a very well developed elf team.
By the way,
the War Dancers are exceptional, yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that both of them removed themselves so quickly is funny. No, it's 4 spaces to hit him anyway, but 4 spaces with the movement 7 player is no GFI, right? At the moment, no GFI. Now GFI. On the clip. So no, it did add a GFI, which failed. So you know. I mean,
all part of the plan, says Wolfberg.
Yeah. Oh, Walvis says nope. Still, fine. It didn't. And I'm not going to replay that clip again, just to prove him wrong. in case I'm wrong, basically. I thought I had one more clip of this, but I appear to have not taken it. This was like the point at which I had to do something, and I've forgotten. I must have forgotten it. But basically, Wolfbark scores on turn 8 with, I don't know, there were 5 players out for the setting up of the second half, and so 6 players on the pitch, and Wolfbark beats them up and scores. And frankly, I can't remember, was the score actually 3-0, or was it 4-0?
No, 3-0.
It was 3-0. Okay, so I think he had a chance to get a 4th one as well. I think there was, after all the touchdowns, let me double check. What was it? So he scored on his turn 8, and then kicked, and then scored again on his turn 13, and then scored again on turn 15, and then turn 16. Oh, no, he couldn't have scored again. No, so that was it. So yeah, I must be thinking about a different game. But the Elves would probably consider themselves lucky for, not getting anything worse than a badly hurt out of that. Actually, no, there were 2 MNGs. Nothing worse than an MNG out of that game.
But it's I don't think he will be happy because it started really bad. So he had, let's say, a few options only to come back to the game, and he needed to rely on removals, which was a long shot. So I think he might be a little bit disappointed. That's why I'm saying it.
I mean, I think it's always really hard as Elves against a team who can remove players, even if it's 1 or 2 players, when you start the game with 11 and you're the top TV. And same with Kislev as well. It's really horrible when you've only got 11 players and you're going to have to deal with losing players throughout the game.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, that's sure.
Oh, and that's Wolfbark's first correct prediction on the thing, so I need to add him to the list of points holders on the side. But I've added a point to me and Uldar, Saitalen, and Failfish.
You do need points.
So on my other recap, my co-host is doing really badly, and on his recap, his co-host is doing really badly. Now, I'm not saying it's a thing, but maybe co-hosting makes you bad at predicting, or maybe the host gets to pick first, and the co-host often chooses the opposite choice. So you had 3 correct last week, and I didn't include it. All right, fine. I'll give you 3. And if Failfish and Cyclone tell me what they had correct last week, I'll give them those points as well.
No, I think it's. I think the blame should be on the casters, and that should be the correct. Yeah, casters. No, they are nice person, no fault.
So no one leveled in this game, despite the 3 touchdowns. Wolfbark got all the touchdowns on players who were, getting closer to levels, but still a way off. Too many of his players are well leveled, I guess.
Yeah.
So what was it? 4 altogether. Okay. Doing it on the fly. Boom. There you go. Yep, maybe like, okay, I'd like to point out I don't pick. I've not picked my co-host. It was we were thrown together. I'm going to complain. I don't want. No, just kidding.
No support to the poor co-host.
Yeah,
Nothing.
nothing. Just the butt of the joke. That's the reason. That's the only reason for having a co-host.
Yeah, see what we poor co-hosts have to deal with.
Yeah.
And he needs to pay me more. You can write that down also somewhere.
Wolfbark says he could have tried to level injured players, but what? I could have tried to level the injured players, but didn't really want to. Or did I? Was that me making mistakes in my talking? This is too early in the morning for me. I know it's made it to 9:30 already, but I am still, not very awake yet. Let's say, blurred.
Not very awake, huh?
No, more awake than I was an hour and a half ago or something. But geez.
It's okay for you.
Yeah, yes, Uldar is making me the butt of the jokes, which I'm, totally fine with. I mean, and it's deserved because, oh my god, my record so far. Anyway, the next game is Block You Like a Hurricane, which is Cytlen against the Tanking Generals, and this is another one where I feel like lots of people didn't. Oh no, quite a few people did guess this one right in the end. All right, fine.
Yeah. What do you mean? Because you didn't get it? No
yeah,
one else.
I didn't get it right. Yeah, fine.
I can see my name in the get ones. Please write it down.
No, we'll get there. Let's watch the clips first. Let's keep the order the same, right? So,
yeah.
Oh yeah. So like I watched this, and basically this was, when chaos coaches say, "Oh my god, I couldn't get any removals. All I did was push and stun, and my opponent naturally removed all my players rapidly." Well, this is totally what happened in this game. It was KO after KO for the tanking generals, whilst and then a couple of Kaz as well, whilst Claw Mighty Blow did nothing to the Khemri, and the players who were removed of the Khemri just got, regened. So there was one dead skeleton by the end of the game, but that was pretty late on. There was a Tomb Guardian who got Kaz'd in the first half, but actually regened. And there were three Chaos players who got injured, and was it 4 KOs? And I think 2 or 3 of them were fairly early on in the first half. So they were They were getting out strength and out because they had nowhere to go so rapidly.
Yeah, I think the Claw Mighty Blow was the one.
Sorry,
the clip.
The Claw Mighty Blow was the one who got injured. Did you say? Sorry, you might have cut out a little bit there.
I think I didn't manage to see in the clip. I thought.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, the Claw Mighty Blow is MNG'd, but I think that was a bit later than this. I think he's still on the pitch at the moment. The only MNG at the moment is the only injured player was a normal Beastman. Yeah, so I mouse over it at the moment. Yeah, the Claw Mighty Blow goes later, but it's not hard for the Khemri.
No, I think it went down here.
Oh, maybe yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay, but yeah, the Khemri, with their strength as well, make it impossible. Man up. What's the word? Body their opponents. I've written this down somewhere. Yeah, outnumber and isolate is the phrase I used when I was writing this. And then turn them over here, or the next turn, and then it's not hard for the Khemri to. They pick the ball up on a throw raw, wander forward, score on turn 8, receive the ball, and then score on turn whatever. Oh, still showing the other result. Dolt. Yeah, so 2-0 to Thurnlow. No, that was a game that they've already played. What? Oh, the wrong Khemri. There are 2 Khemri. 2-0 to Cyclen, even. Oh, it's the morning, alright? That's my excuse. Leave me alone.
Don't hear to his excuses. Don't leave him alone. Keep pushing, keep pushing.
Oh, he went just then. There you are. So I chose the video of the claw mighty blow being removed, even if I don't remember it and whatever.
No video evidence. He says, Wolf Park.
So yes, the people who got that right were Uldar, Arctic Antarctic, Jivasak, Cytolin, and Wolfbark. So I get to add another person into the list of scores. Let's put you in first. So that's 6 for you. And 8 for Uldar, who has the advantage of been doing it since the beginning.
He has it all coming up.
And Cytolin obviously voted for himself, and Wolfbark as well.
I haven't heard that, Aldar. Maybe you should talk to us about it.
Oh yeah, maybe talk more about how I put down your team and how you're winning really well this one. To be, it's really impressive how you're doing so far this season. But we've got one more game to. In fact, it's your game next, right?
Yeah.
Once I've were there any levels before we? There were no levels either, and with 1 MNG to the Chaos player team, not much else to report. Cool. All right, so next is your game.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it was another stomping victory for Uldar as his complex Chorf plan of removing all his opponents and wandering up the field.
What do you mean by complex? I don't get it. Why would you say that to Aldar?
So it's turn 4, and admittedly he's only got 2 KOs so far. So you could say that his first 3 turns were low in KOs. But he makes up for it in turn 4 by we've just seen 1 KO. I think there's the blitz coming up is going to be another KO. And then, of course, as is the Chorf way, there will be a foul as well. And the foul is another KO. So that makes his opponent's team 6 remaining players on the pitch, and while he still has full 11. And obviously it was a hard-fought game.
I think he's trying to tease you there, Aldar. No, I'm pretty sure he's doing that.
Yeah. And that'll do. And then obviously once you start outnumbering your opponent, you start getting a bunch of extra dice on them as you isolate them and whatever. And so he kills the leader, and the Apo says he's still dead. Yeah, exactly. To be fair, the number of injuries it wasn't unusual amount of anything. All the KOs and then the injuries were probably about right. And as he started to, the snowball effect of murder, that is the Chorf way.
The snowball effect of murder.
Yeah. And quite a lot of the KOs come back as well in the second half. So you could even say that Uldar was actually unlucky and played quite well.
That was a dead Apo into dead?
Yeah.
That's rough.
I actually think like it was the one blitzer who didn't have anything special about him. No doubles, no stat ups. He was the leader, so it was kind of one less reroll for a few games.
Yeah.
But
But come on, it hits when you up a player, even if it is a thrall, and get dead into dead.
I mean, who would Apo a thrall? That's the thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Now he has to level him up all over again.
Yeah. And basically, I've forgotten why I choose this clip. Probably more death. The chaos. Is this the last clip as well? This is in fact the last clip. Oh, I know why I use this clip. Apparently, there's a wizard in this somewhere. Oh yes, because he wizarded the strength 4 actually for player. We've already seen this. Okay, fine. Whoa. It is his return score with the massive pass. It's not, because I must have stopped before that happened. I think. Yeah, I did. Sorry. Yeah, that. But I actually think he could have made. I would have made the pass this turn, but he didn't because he ran away, tried to slow the game down a bit. But then he made a long pass next turn, scored, and Aldar had loads of time to score back, and it was 2-1. Yeah. So, who predicted Aldar winning? Sorry, lots of people did. Was I the only person? No, I predicted Aldar winning. Failfish was the only person who didn't predict Aldar winning. Booyah! 3 deaths, bringing me up to 5 kills so far this season. Jesus. Glad, Oh, really? There we go. Yeah, but the Bretts did manage to level 2 players, and Aldar managed to level 2 players, and I think one of the levels was a fairly easy choice, as it was. In fact, they're probably both fairly easy choices. So Aldar, 2 of his Chorf blockers leveled. One of them threw a touchdown, which shows how much superiority he had, I would say. And the one who leveled with a touchdown only had guard. So if you're a Chorf player, what do you pick as your skill after guard?
Probably, I'm pretty sure it was a normal, huh?
I don't know. Give me both options,
If it was a normal, I'm pretty sure he would go Mighty Blow because of his playing style. I'm definitely sure about it. I would go Stand Firm, to be honest. I would prefer it.
He's got quite a lot of killy skills already. Like everyone else. Oh no, he's got 1 normal Chorf. He does have 3 Stand Firm though. Both the bulls have Stand Firm, which I quite like.
Yeah, but you need more mobility on the bulls, so you might not use them in the midst of fighting.
And there was another. In fact, I think it was in the clip. The bulls standing firm and getting punched and gaining an extra hit back because of it.
Yeah, I would like the Stand Firm. I think because it's Aldar, he would go Mighty Blow. I think he wants more death generally in the division. That might help him achieve that goal he has made with himself.
I would have said Mighty Blow as well, but no, you were right. He went for Stand Firm. Wow. So, shocking,
okay, that surprised me also, yeah.
Yeah, both normals. The other one was the Claw Guard player. So obviously, as he's got Claw already, you have to take Mighty Blow, and we all agree on that. But yeah, Stand Firm. Wow. Nice.
How come that, Aldar? You surprised me.
Yeah. He's not as much of a a
He has to
killing.
explain himself now.
Maybe he's a good coach after all. Maybe, it's not impossible.
Well, he is a good coach, but
Yeah.
I think his goal this season is to try to kill as many players as possible.
I think his goal this season is to win. He killed players last season, and he always talks about it. But I think, I think it's important to him to show me wrong, and yeah, he has 3 claw mighty blow shores. Need more control now. So 2 or 3 stand firms and 3 killers is a good mix, isn't it?
Yeah, true it is.
And Random Boy's first correct guess. Boom. Can better. And also, but all it does say can better kill things when you control where they are. Saving himself from the ignominy of possibly caring and being a tryhard.
He's caring.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, so we can look at the thing now. He's actually in 4th, but equal 3rd with his 1 loss. Behind Wolfbark in the lead with no losses at all, and the Vampire Random Boy in 2nd place. And I actually won a game. I've already again ruining the messing up my own predictions thing. I have already played my game, and I won it. Which massively improves my position because I've played an extra game above everyone else. I'm sure I'll drop down again once all these other players have played their 3rd games.
I will bet on you for next.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. It
think...
doesn't count. We're not going. I might even have to. I might delete my bit of the predictions thing.
No, I don't know anything about the result. No. I will just guess.
So next week's schedule. Oh wait. Oh no, we didn't do the Brett's level ups. So one of their level ups was a Blodge Tackle Agi 5 Blitzer. I guess he's taken sidestep on the others. I think I've played them, so I should be able to remember. What did he take? Agi 5. He should probably take short. He took sure hands. That's what he took. I'm pretty certain.
On the Agi 5?
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? And also against my team, it's a good idea when you're playing a lot of strip ball to have sure hands. And the other one was a guard Bretonian blocker, and he's taken stand firm after guard, so I think he might have taken stand firm again, and he did. So there you go. Jacques Beaufort, who is now minus armor, and oh no, he took leap on the Agi 5 blitzer, not sure hands. He already had sure hands on the plus Agi plus strength player. I mean, it's a nice selection of blitzers, even if he did lose the leader.
Yeah. That as we've said before, that Agi 5 blitzer is the team by itself.
No, I think the strength for Agi 4, what's his name, Griff Oberwald's clone is definitely is as important.
Yeah. You need 2 players.
And they're both good. All right. Anyway,
they are amazing.
Yeah,
not just good. Actually, the one is a vamp.
Yeah.
With no bloodlust, so yeah, he is really good.
And faster.
Yeah. With dauntless in case he needs it.
Yeah.
For a big guy.
And catch for the handing off to him as well. But anyway, yeah. So next week we have Nurgle Murgle Urgle against the War Tigers, a bash matchup to. So Manus is higher TV for this game by exactly a wizard. Against 13 players with a claw killer. not killer really, but three players who have claw and mighty blow. I guess a lot of people are going to go for Were Raven in this game. Although Manus has such high strength. And quite a lot of guard as well. Well, actually, less guard than you expect from this kind of leveled Orc team. What do you think? You can pick first this time.
Oh no, by any means, please.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind picking first if you still want to think about it. I am going to go for Manus, I think. Because, there's a chance that the Nurgle Claw Mighty Blow fires and they just remove the Orcs. But, that doesn't happen that often. And Orcs are actually a pretty tough opponent to bash against.
Oh, yeah. They are definitely. You're right in that. It's a really tough call, to be honest.
The bot also slightly favours Manus' team, interestingly. But I am the only person so far to have voted for Manus. Failfish, Wolfbark, Aldar all think that Were Raven's going to win. 3 teams who also have Claw players, coincidentally. So maybe they believe the key to winning is Claw.
I think I will go for Manus also.
Oh, I missed Aldar saying he faces Arctic Antarctic this week, so that's another reason to take Stand Firm to control the opposite Chaos kill team. Anyway, sorry. You're going to go for Manus. Sorry, would you say Manus as well?
Yeah, I think I will go for Manus as well. Okay, if the Claw Mighty Blow starts taking out players, yeah. But also, I think Manus has more firepower right now than the Nurgle, so I will go for him.
Okay, the next game is Random Boys Vamps. Against Gaudi's Rats. Now this is a tough one. So the Rats are not going to have a wizard unless they rapidly fire 2 players. But it's going to be, if Gaudi knows how to play against vampires, I think Gaudi should win it because he should be making the game a very active one where Random Boy has to move players around. But Random Boy is obviously a very good player too.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm going to go for Random Boy because I think he's a good player and I think he'll beat Gaudi. I think, it's a dangerous game for Gaudi. He can lose players to the killer vamp. And Random Boy has a few spares. And I'll mention your comment once we get to your game, Aldar, because I think it's a very good point. So yeah, who do you think sort of win out of Gaudi and Random Boy?
Well, looking at the teams right now, I think Random Boy has an edge. I will give an edge to the Random Boy also. Due to the killer vamp for no other reason, and that he's not easy to get blitzed, as I can see from the Rats.
I mean, yeah.
Strength 5, it's pretty damn hard to find so many players around him. I think it will work out. I'm slightly concerned because of the subs for both teams that they don't have. I think despite what it looks like and it's Rats versus Vampires, not Bassi teams, I think it will be a match that we will see a lot of blood being spilled on the pitch.
Alda mentions that last season Gaudi played Random Boy, and it was 3-2 to Gaudi. So I guess there's going to be a bit of one turning in this game.
Yeah, it comes to no surprise that Gaudi could win Random Boy because they are both great coaches. And in this type of level, it wouldn't be a surprise for anyone. I think I will go for Random Boy here, though, just because of that vamp. There's really no other guy. But I think that vamp would be too hard to deal with.
I think it might be surprisingly bloody. We'll see. And hey, Dimitri as well, by the way. And he says, "Hey, Judasak."
Hey, hello, Dimi. How are you, mate? Dimi is someone I've watched since he was in college, and he was pretending to need some help, but he didn't really.
Oh, was he
need any
your?
help.
Were you his mentor in
No,
college? Oh, okay.
no, but he was really good.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him still playing in college. In fact,
Yeah, he's really good.
yeah. Yes,
Good.
I've watched. I've spent a lot of time in Dimi's streams.
Yeah, and he's a really nice guy. I strongly recommend watching him.
Cool. Okay, so next, Wolfbark's Mischief against the Imperishable Four. So Wolfbark and his where are they? Thingy rats.
Yeah, his rats are storming all over, to be honest.
Having a strength up, horns, two heads, gutter runner, wrestle, and frenzy really makes it hard to keep the ball safe, which for Khemri is going to be a real problem. Although the Khemri are fairly low TV, so
yeah.
Then like
Wolfbark, they will get the inducements.
Yeah, this might be the first. Might be the first game of Wolfbark's not had a wizard as well. And the Khemri are going to have a bribe, so enough inducements for a bribe.
Yeah, I don't know. They have also some 90k in the side, so I don't know. They might go for a wizard also.
Nah, I think they're more likely to go for the get a bribe and foul as many rats off the pitch as possible, especially that claw piling on storm vermin if they get shots at it.
Oh yeah.
So
that will be the target, unless the gutter running with strength 3 comes available. I think he will prefer that.
And I need to sort out my emotes. I love the Dimmy G champion, which looks to me like a wasp head. I don't know why. There's something wasp like the cup with the handles. The handles look like antenna to me of the face of a wasp, and the black bits are the eyes, and the face underneath is actually the mandible of the wasp. Yeah.
No, but
it's just that, like, the first time I saw that, that's what I thought, and now I can't get it out of my head. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna go for Wolfbark in this one. Although, oh wow, everyone's going for Wolfbark.
Yeah.
Jeez.
On the other hand, there are 4 agility 4 dodge players only.
Yeah. Wow, and both this and the previous game, the bot has giving massive favour to Wolfbark and Gaudi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here, I think also Wolfbark has the edge. I can't see a huge advantage because eventually just basing Tomb Guardians will force dodges out, and without dodge, some will fail, probably resulting in stuns or KOs or injuries even. The Blitzer is quite amazing from the Khemri team. He can take down anyone. He will probably have cover, so with the bribe, he sort of guarantee one player getting out of the field per 2 rounds, I think.
Should be, yeah. With Dirty Player as well. Be
Yeah,
hard for.
I can't see worse result than that. I mean, one blitz, one foul per turn. Probably every four of those, one will get out. I don't see that as an easy game.
No.
If Wolfpark had the Wizard, yeah, he would be strongly favored. But we can see both of the throwers are really good, really good.
Mm.
They will pick up the ball, not like if they didn't have the agility where it could mess the game up. He has also two tackle players. He has the tools to fight it, to be honest. The thing is, I would go for a draw here, to be honest.
I mean, I
I,
think all three results are actually a lot closer than the bot or, the
yeah,
voting so
by any
far
means, I
has
can't
suggested. It
see.
could go either way.
Yeah, I can't see those odds.
Yeah.
He has all the tools and Mighty Block Law Rat. It is supposed piling on, of course. It is supposed to affect the Tomb Guardians, but really, will you find that kind of opportunity? You need to waste a lot of players
Mm.
to get one hit, and then those players are gonna get blitzed for sure. They will be based, so I don't know if that will be the result. I will go for a draw
Cool.
in this one, even if I'm close to picking Camry. To be honest, I'm closer to picking Camry, but I think I will go for the draw.
Cool. And here we, I realised that I wasn't actually showing uh, the the Discord page with all the bets in it so far. So here we have it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Wolfberg also says TV efficient Camry, T-Bomber, and a couple more mighty blended, possibly a bribe.
mm,
And a lot will depend on how many removals he gets and how early. Yeah,
yeah,
that's totally true.
it's all yeah. I mean, this team is almost the worst team that Skaven can face, right? So you know
Yeah.
they're generally a low TV. They're
Mhm.
generally and Skaven are also generally low TV. So
Yeah. And as a Skaven, you would prefer to blitz a strength 3 guy, so waste one player basing, then the blitzer, and then the player that was basing, the other is down, so no problem.
mhm.
To have to use two players to base just to provide assist for a one die, uh, it's not so good.
And so from two Skaven games in a row to two Khemri games in a row. So block you like a hurricane against Kingslayers.
Uh,
So that's the Spartacus is Kingslayers,
mm-hmm.
the much beleaguered, now without their previous killer,
Yeah.
and who was also one of their only guard,
Mm-hmm.
and with their troll being movement down, looking very beaten up at 1430 against Block You Like a Hurricane, who are at 1750. So we'll be giving a lot of inducements. I guess we're going to get to see Glart and Skitter again.
I would expect that. They are amazing. So yeah.
I like that line, Divvy. Yeah, I never used to be scared of rats, and then I started playing Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
A lot of mighty blow and tackle in this Khemri team, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Definitely goblins will have a hard time, but really we don't care about goblins.
no, and with two star players, and I guess, I mean, he can replace his blitzer. He hasn't bought it yet? That's surprising.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just going
Maybe
to buy it
he.
just for the game.
Yeah. Or maybe he buys after that specific game. I don't know what he's planning.
You want that extra. You want, There's no game. There's no way in which you'd choose to have not a Skaven Blitzer on the pitch, because basically, if you don't have that Skaven Blitzer, you've got a Goblin in its place, right? So that seems like a terrible
if you go
swap.
for a Skaven Blitzer, I don't know. It would be enough to buy Sibley and Glart and Wizard.
Probably.
Maybe he's thinking about strategically.
I think having that extra armor 8 and more strength 3 on the pitch is more important than and it's lower it's better value for money. That's the phrase I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's mostly better for development, I think.
You can get Skitter and a wizard. Oh no, yeah, so you can't get a star player. That's interesting. You can't get a wizard and a star player if although no, yeah. Okay.
If he's planning on winning, I think he will buy it. If he wants to develop players and stuff, he will, for sure. Because I think in this matchup, Wizard won't be enough.
No, yeah, I think again the Khemri being a low TV team will make it hard for the Underworld, and the bot is agreeing, giving 1.77 to Cyclen. And Cyclen's a very good player. He's in my clan. Okay, we're not counting this. I might delete this, but basically I won this, even though the bot doesn't like me, and all doesn't like me.
So who are you voting for? Sketelan or Spartacus here?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm voting Cyclen.
Okay, then I will have to go with Spartacus, I guess.
Do people in Division 2 get relegated? Yes, they can do, but I don't think it. Does it actually happen? They don't. It's not like in some leagues where you have to get relegated. You could come bottom of a league, and there's like a point system in Rebel where everyone gets it's a kind of like ELO score. Depending on who you've played and what your results are, your ELO is different. Your points are different, and then all the teams are ranked and re-rollers are removed, and where you are is what division you're in. So if you're the 15th team out of everyone, you'll be in tier 2, and if you're the 43rd team, you'll be in tier 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got in my division 3 teams that were in division last season. So
yeah, so there were so there were teams like losing every game in Division 1 is going to make you lose, even though it's going to make you go down, even though you're losing to better coaches, But how many? So it's like a pyramid shape. It's like 1 at the top, 2 in tier 2, 3 in tier 3. I think, is that right?
Yeah.
And then tier 4 is everyone else, and tier 5 is everyone new. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
It's hard for me to. I mean, I'm in a few leagues, so I sometimes get mixed up between them. But like OCC and UK BBL both have a very definitive 3 up, 3. The 3 at the top of the division go up, 3 at the bottom division go down, and if there are re-rollers, people get extra movement. But Rebel has a order everyone by their points, and their points are based on who they play, and that includes playoff games. So if you get into the playoff games or you get into the cup, you get extra points for winning those games as well. So like Failfish got to Division 2 from a new team from Division 4 because he had a good run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the same is with Dreamify, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Dreamify as well. And the season before that, I think Pete won the playoffs. No, won the cup from a new team. Actually, it was a few seasons ago, and got put into Division 1, and then got murdered.
That's a different story.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so going back onto the thing, the next game is Smart Models against Arctic Antarctic, which, as Aldar pointed out a long time ago now, it's a real top of the table clash with both Aldar and Arctic Antarctic being on 2 wins and 1 loss in the equal third position.
By the way, sorry, Dimi, you still lose points in the playoffs in the model that you're ranked.
So
The
if you
game
lose your first
counts to your
game,
ranking.
yeah.
Yes.
So if you lose your first game, you will probably lose points, but there will be very few points if it's a highly ranked coach, and it will be lots of points if it's a low coach. So if you come in tier 1 and you get beaten in round 1 by someone from tier 4, you're going to lose a lot of points from being in playoffs. If you win a game and then lose a game, then the it depends on who you play, but basically you'll gain some from the win
It's
and you'll lose some from the loss,
like a
right?
secret ranking system of the coaches that
Mm-hmm.
we don't even know. According though to the team they play, that has a part to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not only the coach that is ranked; it's the team also, because you will reroll eventually, so you can't be considered as number 1 and start
Mm-hmm.
losing if you play higher TV teams.
If you look at the sheets that get sent out on division day, you'll see that like the numbers are visible. No one's like properly reverse engineered how they're worked out, but essentially you can see, and it looks fairly, it looks right. In my opinion, it looks good. I've not
Yeah.
tried too hard
When
to work
I
backwards.
played my first playoff match, I
Wolfbark
played.
says you have reverse engineered it. You know what the score is.
When I played my first playoff match, I
Mm.
played Dornan, so I guess I lost 0 points there when I lost, or 1, or the lowest possibly, probably. He was in Division 1 in Relat. So yeah, it has to do with who you play against also. And that's pretty smart, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I like, because someone new and upcoming, if you win someone that is really good, why not get extra points for that and rise yourself up as it should be? And of course, if you lose that way, you lose and drop down. That's fair, I think.
And Haring's orders confirmed this to you, Wolfbark, that you are definitely correct, right? It's the points you score multiplied by a factor depending on your tier, and then more points for qualifying for postseason and how far you got. I think it's relative to. Isn't it like ELO where you get points for who you beat as well, though? Right?
Yeah, I think that has to do with it also. I think it's a way how you play.
No, says Wolfbark. It's just points scored multiplied by tier. Not for. Well. Okay. All right, fine. Anyway, let's carry on with this. Aldar is playing.
Let's do an interview one day with.
Yeah, you should come on
Haringzor.
with Bark, and we can talk to you about it verbally, and then it'll be There's a
And we
separate
put
reload.
Haringzor also on the
Yeah.
ropes and start asking him stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we can have Sword on too. Yeah. You
He
can
will not be
advertise
happy,
the
but
next season of Imperium starting next week, which I'm
so
very
that's
excited about.
perfect timing that he will have a lot of job to start poking him now.
Yeah, definitely. He's not really. I mean, basically, all he does is go, "Hey, this would be a great idea," and then sends it all off to Thomas T. and
And now you do it, huh?
and other programmers, and the other programmers go, "What? This doesn't work in RebelNet. We can't do this." And he goes, "Just fix it." That's what Zord does. People call him the hardest working. He's the ideas man who comes up with crazy things and then sends them off to the team of programmers that Rebel have.
Okay.
Anyway. All right, so next game is Aldar against Arctic Antarctic. Aldar is going to have some inducements for this game because Arctic is on 2300 and Aldar is on 21. So 210 of inducements.
2300 team value. Oh, that's a happy Chaos team.
I mean, and both teams have plus strength ball carriers, plus strength blodge ball carriers.
Yeah.
And Aldar mentions they're going to play on Tuesday. Oh yeah, another plus movement, minus movement ball carrier in the Beastman. I mean, the Chaos team, they're high TV and they've got a lot of killers, but they're collecting the injuries. They've got a few niggles and movement busts and an armor bust, and a lot of tackle that's might get some use against Aldar.
Yeah, come on, it's 4 claw mighty blow.
I mean, that's like Aldar's got 3.
Yeah, no, it's 5, huh? Yeah. That's a coin toss. Who gets to receive first, I think. It will be a really tough game. I for both, obviously. But I think I will give the edge to the Nurgle in this match.
The Chaos.
The Chaos, sorry. Yeah. Mostly because of the strength difference.
Look, Dimmy, I was just passing on what Zord told me. It's a really complicated formula. It might be that Zord's idea of complicated formulas is, taking the score and multiplying it by a divisional number.
I don't know. I don't know really how that comes up.
But yeah, I've not tried reverse engineering it. So, if Wolfspark has and it works, fine.
Yeah, but for some reason, I think, if I'm not mistaken, last season I came up second. Got out in the second round of Challengers Cup. My record in league was bad for a second place. And somehow I got to Division 3 and other second places didn't. Which, if you take that multiplier, I think it wouldn't happen. Maybe some extra value on the Challenger game I won, maybe. I don't know. That made the difference. Otherwise, some other second place coaches would be better taking that spot. So I don't really know. We have to analyze that, but I don't think Harings or anyone would to analyze it exactly as it is.
Wolfspark is saying there are some rules on top of the points, which is, fine, whatever. All right. I am actually going to go for Aldar in this game.
You for Aldar?
Partly out of guilt for making fun of him all the time. But as you can see, the bot thinks it's the most even game this week, with only one half a hundredth of a point between them. So
yeah. That's ridiculously close.
And yeah, it's gonna come down to whose claw fires first, and
I think that's
maybe who plays better. We will see.
I think it's the closest game we've ever seen in the spike pot, at least.
There's
never seen a point only difference. A 0.1.
Never have we seen only 1 point difference. I've highlighted this one from last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it does happen. I've seen them before, but yeah, it's close. All right, and the last game of this week is Failfish's Tanking Generals against Moist Owlets, the Woody team. There's still. I'm going to ignore the continuing discussion of points because you know I can't add any more to it than that, and I've clearly proved that I don't know anything about it.
Oh yeah, I'm there with you.
Yeah, and don't care. Don't care that much. I mean, basically, like the points thing. Like you're not gonna, is there any gaming of the system where you would want to be in a lower division? Do you want to be in a lower division by getting less points? And if you do, just lose games, right? And if you want to be higher, you just win games. That's kind of, I can see some logic in so double elimination. I love double elimination, and I think there is great arguments for actively losing your first game in a double elimination game series. And there are other tactics around that, but in a league like this, you just want to win everything, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, last game. Tanking Generals against the Moist Owlets. So, Failfish is still... Wolfbark says he's trying to reverse engineer the stock market. You should try playing more Blood Bowl. You clearly have too much time on your hands.
I don't think he needs it. He's good enough as he is.
There are other leagues other than Rebel. If you want, you can find more ways of filling your time. Or there are other games. You could play something else instead of attempting to reverse engineer a made up set of stock figures for a side league of a main. All your other leagues are in postseason. Wow. You're not in enough. You need to see. So the lesson you need to learn from the stock market is you need to diversify your portfolio. Join lots of different leagues, and then you spread the pain of off seasons. Get a hobby. Start painting. I have so many models I've not painted yet. Oh my god. Anyway. All right, so yes, this thing we're supposed to be concentrating on, what with it being the recap, and I was trying to get it in under 2 hours. All right, we're hitting the 2 hour mark now. Didn't you
passed it? I think
we passed it. I think. Well, no, we started at like 1:15ish. So yeah, okay, we're past it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. I think you said you wanted to be gone by 10 o'clock. Are we all right to how much?
Yeah, I still have 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to go work after.
Yeah. All right. So, Failfish is increasingly beating up Chaos team that got pushed up extra divisions because of doing too well in its early seasons. Has to face Aprog, who after getting mullered by Wolfbark and his War Dancer, who got Appo'd in the first half, gets MNG'd later on.
Yeah.
And another MNG as well. So that's, two spare players. So Failfish is going to be getting a good 240 TV of inducements.
240?
Yeah.
He's at 1,670, I see here on RebelNet. He needs to take players to fill the most oil.
Say again? He's on... Yeah, the most outlets are 2 players short. So he's 100 behind plus 2
150, 140.
Yeah, exactly. So 240 in total. So enough Failfish to get a wizard and a bribe and start fouling those. So it's another game where the Woodies are going in with only 11 players.
Yeah.
And Failfish has a Blodge, Sure Hands, Ball Carrier. So these two strip ball, or this one strip ball War Dancer is not. Oh, actually, no. The strip ball War Dancer is the one that's out anyway. Huh. But yeah, I'm favouring Failfish in this game. I am the only one favouring Failfish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, yeah, you are the only one.
And Failfish himself is going for Aprog. Now there's a set of there's a choice. Yeah, well, Failfish keeps losing a player every game or so, or maybe every other game, a little bit more than than is normal for a Chaos team. Let's say, yes, he is a Chaos team with 0 tackle because the tackle gets murdered every time. Maybe that is a reason to go for him, especially when the elves have a strength 5, Blodge Step line elf. Although I feel like against Wolfbark, he didn't really use that player to his most effectiveness. Yeah, the Beastmen die, and it's kind of like it's been. But the Beastmen die. It's annoying, but Failfish has been losing warriors as well. So they're kind of getting better. But last season, I think he lost 2 or 3 warriors over the course of the season. Oh yeah, he got stabbed by Skitter and lost 1. Anyway, I'm going for Failfish, and
I'm going for the moist toilets for sure.
As everyone else is.
Yeah. I think mostly the lack of tackle in the Chaos team will be crucial. It's so hard to deal with it. With that War Dancer and the other dodge at G5 player. The Catchman. I think it is the big difference right now in this matchup.
Okay, cool. Apparently, if we were to go back, there was a game, I think, in week 13 of last season that was 2-2-2 all across. No. Oh, I got a message from Aldar in Thingy saying that there was a very close week. Oh yeah, there we are. There's Sandland versus Aldar was 2-2-2. And in the same week, there was a 1.99 against a 2.01 twice.
Ah, okay.
But last season in 2B, we were very close in, I think, in skill, more so than this season. Where I think Wolfbark and Random Boy are just passing through 2B on their way to the top tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it, right? We're done. Before you have to go to work, and only slightly over an hour. So I'm going to host someone. Dimmy, are you about to start up a stream? If you're not already.
Thanks everyone for watching, by the way.
Yep, thank you everyone for watching, and thanks for the chat. It's always great having a busy chat. It makes all the difference. And thank you, Juvasak, for being might be my co-host and being on.
No, I thank you for inviting me. I'm having a great time here.
Cool.
So I'm having fun. So I will come again.
Cool. You better. You're signed to me, so you can't stop. All right. I'm sorry. You're contracted to stay part of the group.
I can't find my contract recently. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I see that Sky Blue Monty is streaming his Rebel game, his Big O game. So I will go and raid Sky Blue Monty and send everyone over there. And thanks again for everyone for watching as I type out the words raid and stuff. And see you next week. And oh yeah, if anyone wants to be a guest, and talk, Wolfbot, I would like you to be on so you can tell us about the thing. Yeah. All right. Next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
And we're out.
Okay, I should go right now.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, I was
See
trying
you,
to
mate.
I was trying to speed through it.